Royal Lodge under siege. Prince Andrew's directive signals end of an era for Sarah Ferguson. The long shadow of Jeffrey Epstein continues to loom over Prince Andrew as renewed scrutiny of his past associations with Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Harvey Weinstein intensifies the pressure surrounding his current predicament at Royal Lodge. As eviction looms, the Windsor residence has become a battleground of escalating tensions, with reports suggesting Prince Andrew has issued a stunning directive aimed at Sarah Ferguson, his housemate of over 2 decades. Sources close to the Duchess of York paint a picture of mounting anger, humiliation, and increasing isolation. In stark contrast, Prince Andrew is said to be retreating further into silence, a response to the latest wave of embarrassment in the ongoing Royal Lodge saga, compounded by his permanent expulsion from royal duties. But this domestic drama is merely a window into a far more complex and multifaceted relationship. Insiders are now beginning to reveal the intricate dynamics between Andrew and Sarah, a bond that has long defied conventional understanding and societal norms. Their situation evokes parallels with historically unconventional relationships, reminiscent of the intertwined lives and shifting alliances within circles like the Bloomsbury Group, where traditional relationship boundaries were often fluid and redefined. The central questions remain: what compelled Sarah to remain by Andrew's side for so long, weathering relentless public scrutiny and enduring personal storms? What secrets does she possess, and how have these influenced her decisions over the years? Conversely, why did Andrew choose to keep Sarah close, despite her past scandals, persistent financial woes, and often unpredictable behavior? And perhaps most intriguingly, why are both reportedly exploring new romantic relationships at this critical juncture in their lives? For years, reports have indicated that Andrew and Sarah have maintained a unique and unconventional connection, blurring the traditional lines between friendship, family, and even romance. Now, sources suggest that both are ready to explore new romantic possibilities, signaling a potentially seismic shift in their long-standing dynamic. Adding fuel to the fire, Andrew has reportedly expressed interest joining dating apps, a move that would undoubtedly capture the world's attention and further ignite speculation about his personal life. The latest twist in this unfolding drama is Prince Andrew's alleged instruction to Royal Lodge staff to keep Sarah Ferguson away from him, a demand that has reportedly left Sarah both furious and deeply wounded. She is described as feeling profoundly lonely, angry, and confused, struggling to comprehend Andrew's sudden rejection after years of what she perceived as unwavering support and affection. This development follows King Charles's increased pressure on Andrew to vacate Royal Lodge, a humiliation that has reportedly left the prince withdrawn and increasingly sensitive. This mirrors the historical challenges faced by other members of the royal family who have found themselves at odds with the reigning monarch, often leading to periods of internal exile or strained relationships. Insiders say that Andrew's behavior has become noticeably colder and more abrupt, with a marked decrease in tolerance for Sarah's presence. This change is compounded by the impending move from Royal Lodge, residence that has been central to their lives for so long. The rejection is particularly painful for Sarah, who relied on Andrew not only emotionally, but also for the stability and security that Royal Lodge provided. It was her home, her sanctuary, and arguably the last vestige of the shunned life she built around him. Reports suggest Prince Andrew is spending his final days at Royal Lodge ranting to himself, a clear sign of the immense pressure he is under. Andrew is expected to relocate to a smaller property on the King's Sandringham estate sometime soon, a move being described by some as his internal exile. It will be a life of quiet isolation far from Windsor and the public eye, a stark contrast to the prominence he once enjoyed. The atmosphere inside Royal Lodge has reportedly deteriorated significantly, with staff members describing Andrew as moody and unpredictable. The pair are now living largely separate lives in different wings of the mansion, a physical manifestation of the growing emotional distance between them. They reportedly only see each other during meals, and even then, conversations are described as tense, emotional, and filled with anxiety about the future. Each interaction is now fraught with uncertainty and unspoken fears. Sarah is said to be panicking, worried about her daughters, her future living arrangements, and her own financial security. The foundations of her life are crumbling, leaving her vulnerable and uncertain. Andrew, meanwhile, remains focused on self-preservation, as the ultimate consequences of his past actions finally catch up with him. His moods are said to be fluctuating rapidly, swinging between anger, despair, and resignation. Sources claim Andrew is experiencing a meltdown at the manor, a culmination of years of pressure and scrutiny. He is reportedly raging in Royal Lodge, a final act of defiance against the forces closing in on him. This may signal the end of the party for the prince, a dramatic fall from grace. In recent weeks, insiders say Sarah has become increasingly isolated within the lodge, a prisoner in her own home. She reportedly spends most of her day in her wing of the house, seeking solace and refuge from the turmoil around her. She also visits the local pub on the estate, perhaps seeking a moment of normalcy amidst the chaos. There are reports that she has asked staff to stay longer to alleviate her loneliness, a desperate attempt to fill the void in her life. She is described as facing a frightening new reality after building her post-divorce life around the royal household, a life that is now unraveling before her eyes. Her next move remains uncertain, leaving her future hanging in the future balance. For decades, Andrew and Sarah were seen as the royal couple who never truly separated. No, an anomaly in a world of fleeting relationships. They divorced in 1996, but continued to share the same home, routines, and, at times, public life. Their arrangement was mutually beneficial, a symbiotic relationship that served their individual needs. Sarah provided warmth, familiarity, and companionship, while Andrew provided stability, protection, and housing. Together they created a unique bubble within Royal Lodge, a world of their own making. The recent scandals, the Epstein fallout, financial pressures, and the forced eviction have shattered this fragile balance, exposing the vulnerabilities beneath the surface. Their once united front has given way to distance, silence, and resentment, a stark contrast to the image they once presented to the morals. Nice world. This raises a fundamental question. What was the true foundation of their relationship, and what held them together for so long? Many have questioned Sarah's enduring loyalty to Andrew, a loyalty that has seemed unwavering despite the challenges they have faced. Their relationship was unconventional and constantly scrutinized, surviving numerous scandals that would have destroyed most public partnerships. Several factors contributed to her loyalty, creating a complex web of dependence and obligation. First, Sarah needed the protection afforded by the royal household, a shield against the storms of public life. Royal Lodge served as her safe haven, a place where she could retreat from the world. It shielded her from financial ruin, media scrutiny, and the repercussions of her own missteps, providing a sense of security she could not find elsewhere. Second, she possesses knowledge of Andrew's private life, a trove of information that could be both a burden and a source of power. She witnessed his activities as a trade envoy, observing the intricacies of his professional and personal life. She knew the people he associated with, the favors exchanged, the trips taken, and the lifestyle that raised concerns. Keeping Andrew close ensured those secrets remained contained, giving her a degree of influence over him. Third, her own finances were intertwined with his, creating a financial dependence that further cemented their bond. She faced significant debts, questionable business ventures, and financial embarrassment, challenges that threatened her independence. Andrew's presence provided a stability she could not achieve independently, offering a safety net that protected her from financial ruin. Fourth, she sought to protect her daughters, ensuring their continued place within the royal family. Maintaining alignment with Andrew safeguarded Beatrice and Eugenie's positions, preserving their access to opportunities and privileges. Finally, she remained because she feared the consequences of leaving, recognizing the potential repercussions of severing ties with the royal family. Outside the royal bubble, she would lose access, resources, and security, facing an uncertain future. Staying close to Andrew kept her afloat, providing a lifeline in a turbulent world. For Sarah, loyalty was a strategic calculation, a means of survival within a complex and unforgiving environment. If Sarah's loyalty is a mystery, Andrew's loyalty is an even greater enigma, prompting endless speculation and debate. Why did he remain close to a woman who brought years of embarrassment, scandals, debts, and unpredictable behavior, a constant source of public scrutiny? The answer is multifaceted, reflecting the complexities of their relationship. First, she holds his secrets, possessing a comprehensive understanding of his private life that could be damaging if revealed. She knows his actions, his associations, and the individuals connected to him, information that he likely wanted to keep under wraps. Keeping her within Royal Lodge ensured her silence, preventing her from sharing potentially damaging information with the outside world. Second, they had a mutual protection agreement, an unspoken understanding that their fates were intertwined. Exposing one would expose the other, creating a shared incentive to maintain their silence. Their silence protected them both, shielding them from further scrutiny and potential legal ramifications. Third, Sarah was useful, providing practical and emotional support that Andrew relied upon. She managed the household, ensuring the smooth running of Royal Lodge. She provided emotional support, offering a listening ear and a shoulder to cry on. She offered unwavering loyalty, even when others distanced themselves, standing by him during his darkest hours. She made him feel understood and respected, bolstering his ego and providing a sense of validation. Fourth, abandoning her would have appeared cruel, particularly during the height of the scandal, further damaging his already tarnished reputation. Keeping her close softened his public image, portraying him as a compassionate and loyal friend. Finally, they were dependent on each other, their lives intertwined in ways that made separation difficult. Over time, their arrangement evolved from romance to survival, a pragmatic partnership built on mutual need. Neither functioned effectively without the other, relying on each other for support, companionship, and stability. For years, royal observers have speculated about the secrets they both hold, fueling endless rumors and conjecture. Sarah's financial dealings, questionable friendships, leaked emails, and business ventures have raised eyebrows, prompting questions about her integrity and judgment. Andrew's scandals are well documented, casting a long shadow over his reputation and legacy. Together, they cultivated a world of private arrangements, silent agreements, unusual loyalties, and unspoken understandings, a world hidden from public view. Their relationship maintained a sense of containment, keeping their secrets safely guarded. Now, with Royal Lodge crumbling around them, that containment is gone, exposing their vulnerabilities to the world. One of the most surprising developments is that both Andrew and Sarah are quietly exploring new romantic relationships, a sign that their long-standing partnership is finally coming to an end. The timing is significant, coinciding with the loss of Royal Lodge and the unraveling of their carefully constructed world. With the loss of Royal Lodge, the silent pact that bound them together is weakening, freeing them to pursue separate paths. Their lives are being forced apart, driven by circumstance, and they fall, changing dynamics within the royal family. Their dependence on each other is diminishing, replaced by a growing sense of independence and self-reliance. Dating again allows them to create emotional distance, severing ties that have bound them for so long. It allows them to divert public attention, shifting the focus away from their past scandals and towards their future prospects. It allows them to prepare for separate futures, building new lives, independent of each other. It allows them to reshape their narratives before the full truth emerges, controlling the story of their lives. Some insiders believe their dating lives may be a strategy to detach themselves before one of them finally breaks their silence, a preemptive move to protect themselves from potential fallout. Royal Lodge has become a symbol of disintegration, a physical manifestation of the turmoil within. Staff members feel uneasy, sensing the tension and uncertainty in the air. Friends avoid visiting, reluctant to witness the unraveling of a once stable world. The house is filled with tension and unanswered questions, a palpable sense of unease. Andrew isolates himself, retreating into his own world of anger and resentment. Sarah wanders the halls in a state of panic, desperately seeking a solution to her predicament. Their shared meals are characterized by hushed conversations, prolonged silences, and growing fear about what will happen when the keys are finally surrendered, a somber ritual marking the end of an era. It marks the end of an era, and they both recognize it, acknowledging the profound changes taking place in their lives. As the walls of Royal Lodge close in, the future for both Andrew and Sarah remains uncertain. Shrouded in doubt and apprehension, the unraveling of their carefully constructed world raises profound questions about secrets, loyalty, and the price of survival within the royal family, themes that will continue to resonate long after they leave Royal Lodge behind. The final chapter of this saga is yet to be written, but one thing is clear: the foundations upon which their unconventional relationship was built have crumbled, leaving them both adrift in uncharted waters, facing an uncertain future. The directive from Prince Andrew, seemingly designed to distance himself from Sarah Ferguson, may ultimately prove to be the catalyst that forces them both to confront their individual realities and forge new paths forever, altering the landscape of the royal family and its intricate web of relationships.